fans in this sprawling metropolis have frequently been portrayed as blasé, and even laid back, if you will. But one team has turned this all around. It is the pro basketball team that plays inside the Forum here in Inglewood, California. The Los Angeles Lakers are shooting for their 4th championship in this decade, and they have turned on Southern California like no team in recent memory. CBS Sports welcomes you to the 1987 NBA Finals. We are ready for round 1. The defending champion Boston Celtics against the Los Angeles Lakers from the Forum. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Brent Musburger. I guess it's sort of like inviting two very good and familiar friends back to the championship, the Lakers and the Celtics, and I couldn't help but think about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as he checked into work here earlier this evening. Here's a man at the age of 40, still at the peak of his career, coming for his 8th NBA final. Meanwhile, over in that Celtic locker room, that young man right there, Connor Henry, he was 7 years old when Kareem first played in the National Basketball Association with the Milwaukee Bucks. How dominant have these two franchises been in the National Basketball Association? Well, they have played for the title 40 times, and either the Lakers or the Celtics, well, they have won it a total of 25 times. Now let's get down to the two gentlemen who are going to call the action for you in this year's final, Dick Stockton and Tommy Heinsohn. Dick?
Thank you very much, Brent. This is really not your typical LA-Boston matchup, because for the first time in that recent rivalry, we have a clear-cut favorite, and that's the Lakers. In fact, LA has really been the team to beat this year ever since they beat a healthy Boston Celtic team twice in the regular season. That's where we stand going in. Tommy, one aspect of this series going in is the fact that the Lakers have had 8 days of a layoff after eliminating Seattle, and Boston has really been continuing playing, even though they have struggled to win 2 series.
Well, timing is so crucial for any team that wants to upbeat and up-tempo the game. And it really shows itself in how crisp the passing is and how on target they are. I think Pat Riley knows how to deal with that. They should be well into this series. The extra couple of days off really allowed the Celtics to get their heads out of one series and into this series. I think they'll be ready.
All right, the walking wounded continue for the Celtics, but their big problem, how are they going to offset the tremendous speed advantage that the Lakers have?
It's going to be a delay the advance of the ball any way you can. It's going to require Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale to really exert some sprinting effort, getting back on defense. And Larry Bird has to play really smart, knowing when to rebound and when to get back.
You know, Tommy, a lot of people didn't think the Celtics would get even this far. In fact, history will show us that those teams that have had to play back-to-back 7-game series to get to the finals have had a very short time in the finals. Of course, you notice this is the first time the Celtics have been there. But basically, Brent, it's long odds for the Boston Celtics all the way around.
Well, indeed, those odds are very long, Dick, because over in Las Vegas, the Lakers have been installed as a 10-point favorite in Game 1. Never in recent memory can I recall a Celtic team ever being a 10-point underdog in a championship game. Of course, you should remember that in Las Vegas, Marvin Hagler was installed as a prohibitive choice over Sugar Ray Leonard, and we all know what happened that night. So the drama begins to unfold here at the Forum in Inglewood.
We're back at the Forum, and right now, let's go over to the public address announcer, Lawrence Tanner, for the introduction of this evening's starting lineup.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 1 of the 1987 NBA Finals. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference champions, the Boston Celtics. At guard in his 6th season from Brigham Young, number 44, Danny Ainge. Also at guard in his 11th season from Pepperdine, number 3, Dennis Johnson. At center in his 11th season from Centenary, 00, Robert Parrish. At forward in his 7th season from Minnesota, number 32, Kevin McHale. And at forward in his 8th season from Indiana State, number 33, Larry Bird. The head coach for Boston in his 4th season is K.C. Jones. And now let's meet the 1987 Western Conference champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. At forward in his 5th season from North Carolina, number 42, James Worthy. also for, in his second season from Oregon State, number 45, A.C. Green. At guard in his fourth season from Arizona State, number 4, Byron Scott. At guard in his eighth season from Michigan State, number 32, Irvin Magic Johnson. And at center in his 18th season from UCLA, the captain, number 33, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The head coach for the Lakers in his sixth season, Pat Riley.
This has indeed been a storied rivalry, as Brent touched on at the top of the program. Amazingly, 25 of 40 NBA titles won by one of these teams. The Celtics have dominated the series, and the last time and the only time the Lakers won was in '85. And ironically enough, Tommy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who we saw come on in tonight, said that the idea of the rivalry with the Boston Celtics ended with that '85 Laker triumph. He said the coast was dead at Boston Garden. I don't know if that's the case.
Well, I think the Celtics kind of felt the same way last year when the Lakers were knocked out by the Rockets, and they thought that Kareem probably would not be able to play anymore, and yet here the both of them are.
The officials for tonight's first game are Jake O'Donnell and Hugh Evans, and Jess Kersey will work as the alternate. So the Lakers in their gold uniforms and the Celtics in green, getting set to go in the Forum. First time in 10 years the Celtics have not had a home court edge in a playoff series. 4 out of 7 underway, Boston ball.
Boston, Dick, has to really intelligently cover for their lack of speed. They got to move the ball around in their offense. A lot of passes and good shot selection.
Parrish has his shot kicked away by Kareem, and here are the Lakers on the run. Stop. And there's going to be offensive interference called against the Lakers. So you saw the fast break, and you saw Robert Parrish, who Casey Jones said is going to figure a lot in the offense inside.
He really has to have a good offensive series, and so does Kevin McHale.
Larry Bird handling the ball for the first time. And Magic and Kareem very nearly gave the Celtics a 2-0 lead. Magic Johnson. And Bird the rebound. Bird was the leading rebounder against the Lakers in the regular season. Dennis Johnson. Still no score with nearly a minute gone by. Magic penetrates. And Worthy tries to stuff it in, and it's going to be a Laker foul, the first foul of the ball game.
The Lakers are the perfect team with talent and style to zero in on Boston's weaknesses, which is no speed and not a lot of using of the bench.
Danny Ainge, who missed 3 games in the last series with a sprained right knee, he's heavily taped. And Dennis Johnson, who's just been simply exhausted and fatigued with the ball. Magic is on Dennis Johnson. McHale looking for position, and they're going to call the foul on McHale. So the foul on McHale after Green picked up the first foul at the other end for the Lakers.
That's going to be a tough matchup for Green if Kevin McHale is 100% healthy, which I don't believe he is.
But here they are in the game. Kareem with a short hook over Parrish.